Han Vo. Han, you may begin whenever you are ready.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you.
All right. All right.
Make sure you
Good morning.
make sure you use a big voice though.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Good morning or good afternoon. Before I begin, my name is Vang Bao Hung, and I'm from Vietnam. So before I begin, I just want to thank everyone, judges and GYC, who took their time to let us have a voice about climate change. And I'm pretty sure that currently many people are informed about climate change and how it can alter our natural landscape and living conditions, like sea levels, droughts, greenhouse gases, and all the cause and effects you can think of. And although it is important to keep the environment safe, we tend to forget that climate change also affects our mental health. Unpredictable changes in the environment can cause extreme stress, depression, trauma to those who have lost homes, to loved ones, and those who experience some kind of crisis due to it. From examining many different stories, I compiled them into a piece of artwork, which is this artwork. If you guys can see it, I think my screen is broken. So yeah, as you can see that in the artwork, if you look into it, there is a man. It is a surrealism artwork, and this artwork is called Land Home. And in this piece is about a man who tries to find a home, but that home doesn't exist because what he sees is all ruins and drowned. But that is all he sees. If you look at different angles, like flipping upside down or like landscape portrait or whatever, you can probably see trees, plant life, and plantation throughout. But at the same time, the environment looks extremely polluted and deserted. Really depends on how you see it. Similarly, climate change can make people lose their purpose in life, making people think of multiple negative things, leading to all sorts of mental problems. Though it alerts a person to bring more significance about a problem and be more active about it. With that in mind, we have ways to alter that negative thinking to a positive one through social support and connection on the internet or even real life by creating communities where people can help each other to talk and act upon these problems, because I believe there's always a bright side to everything. This is just not magic. It just needs effort of each individual to communicate with each other so that people will be able to relieve the world's stress, both mentally and physically, even if it's just a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Han. Professor Katharine Hayhoe, would you please ask the first question?
Yes. So I was wondering, in your artwork, are you looking at where we are now versus where we want to go in your artwork? And what would it take to get us to where we want to go?
For me, I think that for my approach, the meaning of my artwork, I was saying to give the idea of, firstly, our current is if you look, is where there's the buildings, like buildings and like water is all drowned and polluted. That's what currently what we see as this is the biggest crisis we can have, like, the world's on fire kind of thing. And it really depends on what they want to think, because as like this man is a metaphor of him finding his way, and like I said, as you look at different perspectives and angles, it really changes how the future, like if you wanted to try to look at the picture at a different way or give it a positive light, I think that if everyone has the spirit for change, then I would say that it was possible to at least relieve climate change to some way.
Thank you.
And for the second question, Professor Chiyuan Miao.
Yes. Hey. For your artwork, my first question is, how long did it take you to complete the artwork?
For my artwork, I spent around. So firstly, I spent around 3 days brainstorming and searching for inspiration. And then I spent like one day of doing a practice work. And then I spent around like, I don't know, like 5 hours on this piece. So around there, like 3 to 5 hours around there on this piece. On the
Okay.
piece.
Okay, my second question is, you just mentioned about the mental health.
Yes.
I'm interested that how do you think the climate change can impact our mental health?
Simply put, because like I said in examples, for the like big end of the world kind of like climate change problems, we can see droughts and floods and such. People like farmers and like farmers or like people who do cattle and like normal traditional kind of like business kind of flows. It's really difficult on them because if the weather change, even just a few degrees or something, there's a lot of change for their plantation and affects a lot on like plants growth and could affect a lot of business, like financial crisis for their families. On a different side, like in cities, we can see like pollution, like people begin to like isolate themselves in rooms more because they're inside the room more because of course, heat waves and pollution. I mean, no one wants to go out in a polluted place, right? So people would begin to isolate them in rooms more, which it may not seem much, but it will deteriorate the mental health slowly. We never notice, but it'll hit like a truck, but we'll never know.
Okay, many thanks.
Thank you both.